Hello, welcome. Mychal Raynes here. Today's video, I'd like to try to take the edge off some of the risk of cryptocurrencies. We all know that cryptocurrencies are super volatile, but do they have to be? Is there a strategy we can put in place to take the edge off? Well, I believe so. If I was entering cryptocurrency investing today, which I'm considering, but here's how I would probably want to be set up. I don't want to have my money in something that's so volatile. It's going to have 50% swings all the time. It's hard to get a handle on this thing. And the best way to, protect ourselves in this situation is just take a step back. What are these cryptocurrencies trying to do? Well, let's just take a look at the name of it, cryptocurrency. Crypto being electronic, and currency. Well, we all know what currency is, right? We all live in a country, probably have a fiat government currency. So I believe there's a good way to hedge all of this where we can experience the great returns and be protected. What if this is all a bust? We could be protected. What if it does great and then it's a bust? What if people lose a lot of faith in this and then it comes back? Well, there's going to be the tried and true folks that are in it to win it, win or lose. Fortunes are going to be made or lost based on that. But as history is being made here, why be a victim to all that volatility? Basically, if we know it's trying to be a currency, and it's trying to be a store of wealth, and if it's trying to be a medium of exchange, and a store of wealth is just something that holds its value. A medium of exchange is like going to the gas station and purchasing a bag of chips, right? Like what are you using the medium of exchange? You're using your fiat currency. But if that's the name of the game, which is what these cryptocurrencies are trying to achieve, then I think it's safe to just take a look at the broad picture and participate in everything in a way that we're always winning, right? This is how to always win with cryptocurrencies. So the way I would set this up, if I had a cryptocurrency portfolio, and this is something I don't do at the moment, but I'm very serious about, even if it's just dabbling, I'm very serious about getting into. The best way to set it up would be, let's just do 1/3 precious metals. Let's do 1/3 cash, and let's do 1/3 cryptocurrencies. And theoretically, with a hedge like this, we could just maybe adjust it once a year. But as we know with cryptocurrencies, the market moves quickly. We're experiencing a lot of volatility. You might have 3 or 4 drops and rises before you even adjust in that year. So how can we do this where we take the risk off and still always gain? Well, the best way to do it would be to keep your eye on the cryptocurrencies that you're involved with, whether it's a basket of cryptocurrencies or maybe you just pick the favorite, the tried and true Bitcoin or whatever you're trying to do, but you take that third of your portfolio, and anytime there's a major movement, whether it be in cash, gold, or the cryptocurrency, you make an adjustment. So for instance, let's say cryptocurrencies have a huge run up, right, in whatever month, huge run up in September or whatever, gain 40%, then you rebalance your account and you put it all to a third, right? And then let's say cryptocurrencies have a crash, 2 months later, big time crash, 50% crash. You do the same thing, you rebalance your portfolio. By doing that, every time something dramatically goes up, even if it's gold, let's say gold just has a run for it, right, and doubles. Well, you'll be selling your gold when it's high, and you'll be buying your cryptos and cash when it's low, right? You're balancing out. And if something crashes, if cryptos crash, you're taking your cash and your gold and you're buying cryptos, or vice versa. Maybe gold and cryptos do well, and there's like a nasty economic environment and all these fiat money, cryptos are taking over and all these fiat monies are suffering and cash has really dropped. Well, you've probably made a lot on your gold and your cryptos. Why not take take that and put it into cash that nobody believes in anymore. After all, the government makes the rules, the government prints the cash. So it might not be a foolish thing to balance this thing out on any drastic movement. By doing so, you're always buying low, selling high. In addition to that, you're always protected from whatever may come. You could be wrong. It's okay. You could be wrong in your fiat currency. Maybe you have hopes that it, gets stronger, or you just know in your head it's going to get weaker, or whatever the case may be, whether it's precious metals, cryptos, or currency. You're protected because the other two will counterbalance. Because, if we look in history, say like gold and silver versus the US dollar, they kind of move in opposites, right? And they kind of are opposites. So gold and silver, you can't just mine at infinity. They're rare in the Earth's crust. And that's what makes them precious metals. Now, fiat currency, governments can print this willy-nilly. And that's kind of the point of being in gold and silver historically, but that's also kind of the point of cryptocurrencies. It's capped. There's only going to be XYZ cryptocurrency. There's only going to be 25 million in existence, or whatever, right? So you have something that isn't going to get inflated to infinity, and because of that, that it should appreciate over time. A point I want to stick in here. If you look at all three, and let's say you just locked it in a cage or a box, right, for 50 years. What would you want in the box? I personally would want gold, because we know that if we have the government currencies, that we're going to lose a lot of our value. How? We'll just look through history. A soda used to cost a nickel, or a gallon of gas used to cost 50 cents. So let's say you had 50 grand in a box of cash for 50 years. Well, you're pretty sure that in 50 years, 50 grand isn't going to buy you much. Now let's put cryptocurrencies in the same box for 50 years. And these are pretty brand new. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. They could completely go away. You open your box in 50 years and it's not worth anything. Whereas with gold, we know that gold's going to keep pace with inflation. This is like the strong point of gold. What's the strong point of cash? Well, you try to use cryptocurrencies or gold or cash. Go to the store and try it. What you're going to find is your government's fiat currency is really liquid, right? You're able to use it. Say the power went out right now and I need to get batteries. Well, I can just go to the store with cash and achieve that, right? So that's the strength of cash. It's really liquid. The government makes the rules. They're going to try to make me support what they're trying to do with their central bank, right? So I definitely want some of that. And I definitely want some of that too, knowing that the government makes the rules and that they can ban cryptos and they can ban gold. Doesn't mean I can't own them, but it makes it really difficult, okay? What's the advantage of cryptocurrencies? Well, imagine trying to buy everything globally with gold and silver. So much of this is in the mail, or you have these like warehouses that are keeping storage. You get some sort of note that says, hey, Mike just sent a bunch of silver over. And then you get frauds on the note, and you get these warehouses lying about how much they have. So the speed of the transaction and the accuracy of the transaction is what really makes cryptocurrency strong. Another thing, it's modern. I mean, all this technology, all of this, the internet connectivity, and basically these cryptocurrencies don't really operate on borders. I mean, they somewhat do because XYZ country could ban it, but as a whole, I mean, it's pretty widely accepted. So in an instant, money's changing hands, and that's somewhat true with cash too. I mean, it's digitized already. But in addition to that, you're not inflating. You get that same kind of inflation protection as gold. Your cryptocurrencies aren't getting inflated away. Supposedly, you get Well, let me just play devil's advocate with these cryptocurrencies. You know, when MySpace came out, there was a lot of people on MySpace. Nobody thought like this is the future of the internet, you know, and MySpace is the end all be all, but people were pretty big on MySpace, and it definitely, with the music and the backgrounds and just on and on, you know, everybody was on board. And look just a few years later, it's nothing, right? Look at AOL. You know, AOL and the whole dial-up connection, was that the future at the time? Yeah, it was. And is the internet still the future? Like, probably so, but AOL isn't, right? So, you know, everybody's all into Bitcoin especially, right? So Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin. But what if Bitcoin is an AOL or a MySpace, just kind of a precursor of something even better that comes along? And if that's the case, a lot of people, they're going to lose their shirts if they're not willing to adapt. So I would say with your third basket of cryptocurrencies, be looking around, you know, keep your finger on the pulse as far as up and comers. You know, you can be as risky or not with this thing, because you know, and the reason you can be risky is because you have two other asset classes backing you up. And those two other asset classes act like a hedge. And while we figure out where in history where this cryptocurrency is going to fit into all this, you know, you're going to be all rest easy at night knowing if something goes down, you're going to, by readjusting, you're going to buy more of it. And if something goes up a whole lot, you're going to take advantage of it and sell it and buy the things that aren't as popular at the moment. By doing this, you're constantly, you know, buying low and you're constantly selling high. This is exactly how I would set up the portfolio. I would try to take advantage of major volatility maneuvers or moves. I would try to maneuver around into different cryptocurrencies that appeared to be, you know, maybe able to surpass Bitcoin. And I want my finger on the pulse on this. You know, I don't want to be asleep at the wheel for a long period of time, because like all technology, things move quickly. So if I had to do this, you know, cryptocurrency investing, but I wanted to do it in a safe manner, this is exactly how I would set it up. And if you're just in cryptocurrencies and maybe you've never even made investments before, but you're young, this is your time era, you know, in your head you just know that this is, you know, what's happening and everybody else is old and foolish, well, you know, don't write them off so quickly. You know, history is littered with booms and busts. Why not hedge your bet? Why not, you know, welcome to the club. There's going to be some good investors that are made from this cryptocurrency. Some great investors are going to come out of this. And I have a feeling a lot of people are going to get burned really badly as well. Fortunes are going to be made and lost on cryptocurrencies. It's a major thing in history happening. Right now, I'm not hearing any kind of strategies like this being presented. But if I had to hedge, I'm using the two other competitors of cryptocurrencies just to hedge me out. And you know, in doing so, I want to buy low and sell high with anything. So if one goes up, if nasty recession and governments are banning gold and cryptocurrencies and cash is just huge, but there's still a way to get some, maybe you get some, or even if they're not banning, you know, or just, you know, whatever, we can just think of infinity amount of speculation on what, and probably how it's going to play out isn't how many people are thinking. So if you set yourself up in something like this, I have a feeling that you'll be able to profit no matter what happens. So not only are you participating in history, but you're able to take advantage of it. And isn't that the point of investing? Wouldn't that be the point of getting cryptocurrencies in the first place, is just to help better your lot in life or better your situation or make a rate of return on your money? Same thing with just holding cash, you know, same thing with precious metals. So something to keep in mind. If I had to set it up, I'm telling you guys, this is exactly how I would set it up. But I wouldn't be asleep at the wheel. It's not something I'd annually adjust. I'm looking for those headlines, and I'm going to act on that. And I think in the end, you know, I do quite nicely. All right, folks, so that's going to wrap us up today.